All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So yesterday's win against the Chicago Bears was just awesome to see. Coming off the disappointing Patriots game the week prior, to bounce back, get that bad taste out of your mouth, and win 31-10 against a Bears team, it's good. It sets the Jets off on the right foot. I mean, this is going to be a really, really important stretch of games to kind of close this thing out because the AFC is stacked this season. Also, the AFC East. It's a 4-team race at this point in time, okay? So every single game matters, but in this one, I wanted to talk about the man of the hour here, Mike White, obviously making his first start of the season, and the Jets are putting a lot on his plate, not so much with like play calls and whatnot, but just expectations, knowing that Zach Wilson was the second overall pick, knowing that there's a chance to make the playoffs, a chance to win the AFC East. It's up to Mike White to be the leader, be the quarterback of this team moving forward. And in his first opportunity this year, he was absolutely tremendous. Okay, going 22 of 28, 315 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, no INTs. White was poised. He made good decisions with the football. He knew when to check it down. He didn't force anything. He wasn't whipping the ball into double coverage. He wasn't scampering around trying to score a touchdown on every single play, every single drop back. He did a really, really good job of just playing within the offense. To me, I think that's exactly what the Jets need. Somebody who can come in and operate the offense, execute every single play that Mike LaFleur radios in. And, you know, as Jets fans here, we've seen, you know, over a year and a half of this West Coast Mike LaFleur offense, right? This scheme. I don't get the sense that there's a play or a play call rather that's too big or is unrealistic to call for Mike White. Maybe like quarterback direct runs, or if you're constantly trying to take like 25-30 yard shots down the field, maybe you can run into some trouble there. But I mean, I don't get the feel or the sense that Mike White is going to be confused on any sort of short pass concept, anything underneath, everything short and intermediate. I feel like Mike White knows it like the back of his hand at this point, especially with all this time on the bench. And it's a really, really good feeling knowing that this offense is almost unlocked. It's almost unlocked. It looked smooth. It looked clean. It looked in sync, in rhythm. No players were pointing fingers. Nobody looked upset. Nobody was frustrated that they weren't getting the football. We saw Elijah Moore making plays. We saw Garrett Wilson making plays. And yes, the individual stats for Mike White are great, putting the ball in play, racking up yards and touchdowns. But if we also look at team stats, that also speaks volumes. Think about how many players caught a pass. Wide receivers, running backs, and tight ends. 10 different players caught a pass from Mike White. That's the definition of a point guard right there. You know, somebody who can distribute. He's not force feeding the ball. This isn't Aaron Rodgers with Devontae Adams last year. You know, this is somebody who, again, can get the play call in, go through his reads, stand tall and strong in the pocket, and identify what the defense is trying to do to him. You know, if there's a break on the offensive line, if somebody gets home, Mike White isn't just falling down because he doesn't want to, you know, take a hit. He's just going to take the sack, or he's going to throw the ball away the second something looks off. He can stand in and go through his options, and I think that's awesome, right? That's the traditional pocket passer. He's 6'5". He's a big dude. He's not going to be intimidated. He isn't, you know, he is a bit of a gamer, and you can tell that the players are rallying behind him. In interviews and press conferences. I mean, go watch I'll leave out everything linked down below in the description box. But I mean, the Garrett Wilson press conference, the Elijah Moore press conference, Mike White's press conference, Saleh raving about him after the game, just saying, hey, he makes everything look easy. It's a good feeling. It is a really, really good feeling knowing that we have a safe option. I don't think anybody's saying, hey, Mike White's a top 15 quarterback in all of football, but can he essentially manage the game, not put the ball in harm's way, feed the playmakers, and execute the offense? I think the answer is yes on all of those. So overall on the field, it was a great day. And we also have to factor in the team had 22 first downs and over 460 yards of total offense. So this offense was humming. Granted, the Bears had a couple of injured players, but you know what? The Jets won 31-10. I'm not going to sit here and take anything away from this performance. Again, especially coming off of that horrible performance against the Pats. It's really, really nice to see this team bounce back on the field. Now, off the field, what I really like White's attitude. I do. He's humble, and he's deflecting the credit and passing it on to his teammates and his coaches, which is awesome. But there's a sense of confidence and this self-belief that I really, really like, and just the way he goes about his business, how he conducts himself, his attitude. You can tell why the team loves him. You can tell why all these different beat reporters are saying the same thing, that everybody's responding to Mike White in this past week of practice, even when Mike White was not the starting quarterback, when he was listed as the third string quarterback. Teammates loved him, and guys wanted to see him do well. So I'm totally excited to see what happens moving forward. I will say this though, there's a difference between an injured 3-win Bears team with quarterback question marks, where they essentially had an injured Trevor Siemian start the game. There's a difference between that team and the 9-win Minnesota Vikings in their house next week. So it is a massive test, but at the same time, it's a massive opportunity. Okay, Mike White has a real opportunity here to put the team on his back and say, you know what, I can lead this team. I can play in a hostile environment. The opposing team doesn't have to be below 500 and banged up for me to go get a win. This is a big matchup. This is a huge matchup. Okay, the Dolphins are playing the 49ers. The Bills are playing the Patriots. So there is a bunch of massive games. This Sunday, it's going to be must-watch TV. Okay, must-watch TV. I cannot wait. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Let's enjoy Victory Monday here. And as always, go Jets.